Everyone's highest anticipated movie for the past 2 years, The Batman, has finally come out in theaters. So today, I thought it was time for me to stop and take the time to talk about The Batman. Please note that everything that I will say in this video is just my very own opinion. My name is SDubNation, and you are free to comment down below your very own opinion on The Batman. If you are new to the channel, please don't forget to check out that Twitter that's going to pop up on your screen right now, and also that DC playlist that's going to pop up above, and also that DC playlist is always in the link in the description. With that being said, guys, I don't want to waste any time. Let's hop right into the review. As a point of reference, this was my highest anticipated film of 2022 and my highest anticipated comic book film of 2022. So I had high hopes going into it. This was my reaction going into the film. I didn't record a reaction coming out of the film, but I do have a couple of text messages between me and my friends, so I'm just going to put those up on the screen as well. Alright, I'm finna walk into The Batman, my most highly anticipated film of 2022. It's my highly anticipated comic book film of 2022. As you can see, I got my shirt here. I'm gonna walk in, and I'm very excited. I'm ready to see what they got in store for me. Batman is one of the most famous comic book characters out there, so I can't wait to see what Matt Reeves has in store. I can't wait. And with that being said, let's move right into the good. And the good thing that comes to mind here is that this is certainly the perfect Batman film. Just perfect. On a DNA level, I'm quoting John Campea here, but on a DNA level, like he said, it is the perfect Batman film. Just from a superficial level, it's something we were missing from the other incarnations, and that is an actual detective story. This movie also goes for a more broodier and grittier feel than the past incarnations, and I really appreciated that. It didn't feel like any Batman film I've seen before. I thought all of the action scenes were great. They were visceral, they were brutal, and it felt like I felt every punch. I watched this film in GTX, again, like I did Spider-Man No Way Home, and even though the audience wasn't just, yeah, cheering and everything like that, I still felt everything. Like, every punch, all of it worked for me. The atmosphere and the setting that is Gotham City feels lived in and just well thought out. It felt somewhat like his own character. Also, I think this film is one of the most gorgeous comic book films I've ever seen. Every shot is dynamic and glorious enough to give off this dark noir vibe. And that's what this film is to an extent. It's a noir murder mystery detective film, just with Batman as the star. Catwoman, Zoe Kravitz is Catwoman, man. The moment she came on screen, amazing. Just amazing. And she was probably my favorite part of the movie, right next to Penguin. The Penguin was awesome. Like, Colin Farrell, you wouldn't even know that that's Colin Farrell. Perfect casting for the Penguin. When I looked at him, I saw Oswald Cobblepot. Just this mobster, gangster in this underground club area. Overall, Penguin, Catwoman, they were amazing. Riddler, the thing with Riddler, and that's why he's in the good. The thing with Riddler is the fact that I like the take on him, but I'll get back to Riddler sooner. But I really did like this incarnation of him, of a serial killer that's crazy. He's unhinged, but he's also very brilliant in the sense that he can come up with these riddles. He can come up with this master genius plan that can make everything go his way just to unmask the truth about Gotham City. And I really appreciated that. Very, very ambitious film that, just like the Suicide Squad, challenges the superhero formula. And that could be either a good thing or a bad thing. So with that being said, let's move right into the mixed. And the mixed scene that comes to mind here is that the ending was very weird, and just like Sean Chandler said, very tacked on with the big climactic fight. A part of me was like, I like this. I love that. I love his entrance. I love that he's using a gun as a bat to beat up these Riddler guys. I love the juxtaposition of the Riddler. I love the juxtaposition of the Riddler goon saying, I am vengeance, to Batman saying, I am vengeance, to his criminals. I think all of that worked there. Then I was like, oh, well, this is a bit anticlimactic. Why are you guys kissing like in the middle of this fight? Like, oh, so now he's down for the count with a shotgun shot to his chest? Like, okay, now he's down for the count. Then I was crying because of what Batman does in the ending, and it felt like he was an actual, symbol of hope to the people of Gotham, what he does in the end. But everything that I just said doesn't take me out of the film because it happens in the last 20 minutes of the movie. Also, I gotta say, the disrespect to Alfred, in a sense, there's no level of respect between Bruce and Alfred yet, and then they try to turn it around by the end where Bruce is like, you're somebody that I care about. But throughout the film, there is a level of tension between Bruce and Alfred, and I get what they're trying to do. That's why it's in the mixed category, because I can go either way. I can go good or bad with it. I definitely believe that there should have been a level of higher respect with Alfred and Bruce, just in the mix of there. And also, Bruce Wayne as a character, he's not the Bruce Wayne that I would imagine him be. Like, there was countless times inside of the movie where I thought, dang, they should do this with Bruce Wayne. This is the way they should have done with Bruce Wayne. But I get what they're trying to do. I understand exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to portray this angry boy. This is still an angry boy. He learns to be a Batman later. That Bruce Wayne persona is going to come later, whereas Batman, the moment his parents died, that's when Batman was born. So I get what they were doing. It's just not the way that I would have done Bruce Wayne. But hey, maybe the way that I would have done Bruce Wayne was going to be even worse than what they did with him inside of this film. That's why it's in the mixed. Also, I have to talk about the Riddler. He's very mixed for me. I can go good, I can go bad on him. One thing that I really am very mixed on is the fact that I don't want people to take into consideration that the Riddler is this gruesome, dark serial killer character. This is a different incarnation. This is a different take. It's not really the Riddler that I really know. Like I said in the good, I really like this incarnation of a serial killer. It fits the tone of this movie very well. After coming out of this movie, I don't want people to believe that the Riddler is just this gruesome, dark serial killer character. Because by his nature, by his core, that's not who he is. That's why this is in the mixed category. It's just some thoughts that I wanted to say. And the bad thing that comes to mind here, I really wanted to come out of this movie saying no negatives like my friends do. My friends, when they came out of the movie, oh, it's the best Batman movie ever. Oh, this is my favorite Batman. Well, actually, one of them was like that. Best everything, best Riddler, best theme, best everything. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with any of what my friends say. I'm on the I try not to be the critic when I come out of the movie because they're not like me. They don't think like me, and that's the greatest thing about having friends like those, is the fact that we can have different opinions and we can share those thoughts. But they usually tend to agree with each other a lot more than I do with them, and they really loved the movie coming out of it. They thought, oh my god, it's the best Batman movie ever. But in my opinion, it's not. And the length of it didn't need to be that long. There are a lot of lingering things inside of this film, like a lot of lingering moments that could have been cut. And I definitely think that the 3-hour runtime was just a little bit too much. Just too much. There are a lot of slow moments too, where they're just moving slowly around. Like, I get it, it's a detective story, you gotta show the evidence, but gosh, like, it's so it feels so slow. It looks so slow. I also think the Wayne family secret, I think the Wayne family secret, it's something that I'm okay with, that I appreciated in Joker, because I get it, it's from Arthur Fleck's point of view. So in his eyes, as this person that's, underneath the Waynes, his eyes, you would see the Waynes as bad people. I don't know if I don't know if I'm explaining it right. I don't know if I'm explaining it correctly. But what I'm trying to say is that the Wayne family being bad people is something that I understand what you're trying to say. Again, I understand what you're trying to say. I don't think you executed it that well, because it ends up being like Joker. Maybe they deserve to get shot in the alleyway. I always liked the idea that it was just a random person who wanted money, shot the Waynes right there in the alley. That's where Batman was born. I like that idea of it being a random person. And due to that, and also the fact that it's such an ambitious movie and different movie, it's hard to tell how I feel about it. It felt like this movie, a lot of the time, chose aesthetic over substance a lot. And that's not me trashing the movie. That's not me saying the movie's terrible. I'm just saying that I wish I liked it. I wish I loved it a lot more. Ben Affleck is still my favorite Batman. This movie's not going to please everyone. For me, it hit my expectations, but hit my expectations lower than I expected. That's where I stand on the Batman. In conclusion, The Batman was a perfect Batman film that complements the ones before it very well. If I wanted to tell a Batman story, like a Batman, superficial Batman story with the Riddler, this is how I would have done it. This is how I envisioned it would go like. With the detective story, the noir setting, all of these different players, all of these different key players coming together to round it all out. And that's what I get from The Batman. Whether it's the best Batman film, it's too early to tell. But I really did like it, and it came close to really, really loving it. There are moments in this film I was grinning at, I was hopping up and down in my seat for, I was crying for. Those parts of film I love. I really, really like this film, close to loving it. I'm going to have to see it a second time to understand how I really feel about it. So I gotta go right here in the middle, A- to A, and then I'm gonna have to go a 9.3 out of 10. It's definitely not the perfect superhero film. I've seen better. Like, honestly, I've seen better comic book films. I've seen better Batman movies. But if you are a Batman fan, definitely check this one out. Alright guys, that is it for the review. Please note that everything that I did say in this video was just my very own opinion, and you're free to comment down below. What did you think of The Batman? Hopefully I didn't step on too many people's toes. I want to make it clear that I did like this movie and I did enjoy my experience with this movie. I had a lot more problems coming out of the movie than I was expecting. But with that being said, please don't forget to check out that Twitter that's going to pop up on your screen right now, and also that DC playlist. That link is always in the description. Come back in the next following days for more Batman rankings, and also go over there to the regular podcast, who has just uploaded a spoiler-free review, and we will be doing a spoiler talk over there on the regular podcast. And with now that being said, like, comment, and subscribe, guys, and I will see you all next time. Peace.